The Baki manga has been going on for over 30 years and isn't showing signs of stopping. Current Baki Hanma is a lot stronger than you think. To demonstrate this, I'll be matching him up against every relevant fighter in the series, breaking down how and why he wins, alongside placing his opponent in a difficulty range displayed on screen now. Let's get into it. So to begin, we have to talk about pretty much the ogre in the room, Yujiro Hanma, and what would actually happen if they were to rematch, something that has been answered by the author himself in one of the recent Q&As released on this Japanese YouTube channel. I'm currently going through all those videos and working on a separate one, going over every question of relevance that he answered, but one interesting one is the following. The question being, what is the only thing Baki can do to defeat Yujiro? Then he outright says the following: Baki will never be able to win again. This is of course followed by some light-hearted comedy saying surprisingly Yujiro may not be able to do the maths, pretty much saying he wouldn't be able to pretty much identify that he would lose 2 times. But the way without any hesitation he says Baki will never be able to win again pretty much outright confirms to us something a lot of people in the fandom have believed for a long time, that Yujiro, even in that fight, was stronger than Baki, and he only won due to, I guess, allowing Yujiro to believe in his fantasy due to his imagination abilities. Every point after that fight, Yujiro is still regarded as the strongest creature alive, and still viewed as pretty much the top dog in the universe by really every other character. Of course, we haven't had an interaction between Baki and Yujiro since then. I would actually like to see that in the future of the manga, but it seems like Yujiro is still that top dog and is in fact stronger than Baki, meaning if they were to rematch, I guess under different circumstances compared to the previous, it's likely Yujiro would be the winner. But that is the only character that really has an argument of being capable of defeating Baki currently. When it comes to the fighters in the either way category, I more so have 2, that being Masashi Miyamoto. This is because honestly we don't really know. The whole purpose of the Masashi arc was to of course respect Masashi as much as he could within this universe, having him have an inconclusive fight against Yujiro alongside an inconclusive fight against Baki, with the purpose of his removal from the series being the current Baki universe isn't really ready for him, which could mean they're not ready for this level of power, or of course this level of brutality from the past. He literally killed Retsu, one of the main characters in the entire series. However, when we do look at Baki's fight against him, he had, I guess, okay showings, being able to land a few blows, rock him at various times, but he also had pretty bad showings where he kinda got beat up by an unserious Masashi at various points. Another factor is Baki, at least shown wise, didn't use his demon back. Some people believe there's implications since the Pickle arc that Baki doesn't really need to physically show the demon back, or doesn't need to be illustrated for it to be out. I personally disagree with that and believe Baki only has the demon back out when it's actually shown in one of his fights, but you can disagree with me, it doesn't really matter. I think current Baki is stronger than the Masashi arc Baki, meaning I'm probably going to continue ranking Baki over Masashi, as I personally don't believe the samurai is ever going to return in the story. Even if it is set up as a possibility and something that can actually happen and make sense due to this setup, the reason I believe this was actually included by the author just to pretty much, I guess, nullify the rage from the fandom at the time due to the, I guess, very not too thrilling ending with how he was taken out and removed. People probably weren't too happy about that, and just to, I guess, calm everyone down, he included that, but I don't think he's ever going to return. The other character I have in pretty much either way category for now, but still I would favour Baki as stronger as a whole. We have Yuichiro Hanma, his grandfather. I've made many videos going over why I believe Yujiro is stronger than his father. However, Baki being stronger than him is far more controversial and I guess mysterious in nature. Subscribe. This is because we don't really know enough He has one of the most impressive feats being able to survive all these bombings, and has a technique that Yujiro actually respects, that of being dressed, and pretty much stunned the likes of Pickle and stunned pretty much Baki as well with his ghost-like presence. This is either due to his aura or just the way he appeared ghost-like, never mentioned, never explained, anything like that. I guess some people can have the interpretation that during that moment Yujiro is far stronger than Baki. However, people need to start realizing that Baki vs Yujiro actually concluded in the manga in 2012. Over 10 years ago now, and there's been hundreds of chapters of Baki since that, with newly introduced characters, Masashi, etc. Characters getting stronger and stronger, which would include Baki himself. Then on top of that, we have an argument for Yujiro being, I guess, weaker than a lot of characters. This is due to getting injured by a young version of Doppo, at least based on his own statement. And do take note, this version isn't Prime Doppo. The current version of Doppo in the story would pretty much low difficulty defeat Doppo from the past, which I've broken down in videos such as this one. Therefore, for now, I'll place Yujiro in either way, because in truth we don't know definitively, and it's most likely the case that we never will, unfortunately. So the fighters I have in high difficulty include Jack Hanma, currently in Baki Rahen, the ongoing manga getting serialization 11 chapters in. It's his arc, he's fighting all the characters in Baki, getting stronger and stronger with each fight, for the purpose of building himself up to rematch against Baki and to rematch against his father, or have a real proper fight against Yujiro. At this point, we're still early in the arc with Jack in his fight against the Cord Cutter, meaning his room to grow is pretty high currently in the story, and I think he will be growing, but still Baki most likely wins and is definitely viewed as the stronger one currently in the story, but that may change, we'll have to wait and see. I also have Pickle in this category. This is partly due to the unknown. At the end of the previous manga, we had the long-awaited return of Pickle with his new physique and everything. This could mean he's stronger, or maybe not, we honestly don't know. I would like to think that he is stronger due to pretty much every character getting stronger, and Pickle not really showing an increase for some time, so I would say he is, and just due to Pickle being Pickle, it's probably a high difficulty win now, but any previous version of Pickle will probably go mid-diff or maybe even lower. And then the last fight I have in high difficulty is Motobe. This is more so due to circumstances. If Motobe is prepped up like he was against Masashi, maybe he'll be able to do something. But even with that, Baki I would say still wins, and then without prep time, Baki probably mid-diffs or low-diffs him. Which brings us to the next categories, mid difficulty and low difficulty, which could actually kind of be combined, but I'll view this in a different way. If Baki thinks he needs to go pretty much full power and take a fighter seriously, they probably more so belong in mid difficulty, even if Baki can defeat them fairly quickly, and that's why I have Sukune in this category. We all know Baki defeated him in 10 seconds, however Sukune was, I guess, going downhill for quite some time within the story itself. And then after the fight concluded, we had a whole chapter of Baki pretty much being like, yeah, Sukune's strong, I had to do that, that was the only way I could win, etc. Giving the sumo boy a lot of respect, so I guess I have to place him in mid difficulty. Other fighters I would include in here include Oliver. Yes, he has his spear technique, which is quite overpowered, but still Baki's defeated him in the past. He's most likely far stronger than Oliver now. Hanayama isn't looking too good regarding his recent Hanada exchange, and of course his fighting style is a big opening for the likes of Baki to pretty much knock out with his superior speed and skill. Katsumi is fairly interesting and may be able to go into the high diff category once we get to see his mastery over his own and Retsu's powers, probably in his Jack fight, so he could go higher, but for now, based on recent showings, still mid difficulty range. Goki's never had a fight against Baki, but Baki should be way faster and has the AP to pretty much knock him out real quick. Probably similar to Ali Jr. vs Goki, at least their first exchange. Doppo has also never had an all-out fight against Baki, and we've actually had implications that they want to fight one another. They did have a interesting sumo exchange where Doppo was viewed as, I guess, in a more favourable position, but that was more so Doppo just demonstrating sumo to Baki. Wasn't a real exchange or anything like that. Doppo has been, I guess, performing very well recently in Baki, but still I think Baki doesn't really have too much trouble. Kaku is fairly outdated. I know a lot of people in the comments are going to be like, oh, Kaku made Yujiro try, Kaku either way, Kaku high diff. I don't think so. Kaku mid difficulty for now. Baki will have no trouble getting through Xiao Li and take him out. Retsu, I believe, actually surpassed Kaku to a degree in the Musashi fight. I would say Kaku is still stronger than Retsu, and Retsu is currently dead and got pretty much low diff or mid diff by Baki in the maximum tournament. If they were to fight now, if Retsu was to return or something like that, probably mid difficulty range again, no problems. And that leaves us with pretty much all the other fighters in the series. That includes all the other sumo boys, the prisoners, Ali Jr., Che Guevara, the brothers, any of the other Kaios, Gaia, pretty much anyone else you can really think of. They most definitely go on the low difficulty range. One cockroach tackle, one, quick jab of punches is probably enough to take any of these guys out currently. They stand really no chance unless they get some huge buff if they were to return like Ali Jr. or the prisoners or something like that. We've seen that the cord cutter's gotten a lot stronger and is currently fighting Jack, but not many people actually believe this is going to be close, and more so that would apply to Baki, I guess on a more extreme level as well. So that's the video. I hope you realize Baki is that guy currently. Shout out to the members, the Mad Lads. Become a Mad Lad yourself. That's it, guys. Peace.